Cody, can you help me? Hello, hi, hello. I am dangerously trying to change the blade on my X-Acto knife. This is the old one.
Where are they all stuck together?
I have no idea. That's what I needed help with. No? I have another pack of them.
No, it's fine.
Ew, they're really greasy.
Just give me a minute.
Okay.
I want to be really careful.
Hi, I'm glad you can be here also. I am doing multiple things at once. Okay, so right now, I think I cut myself actually. Not bad, but huh?
They're like glued together.
I think it's like the oil, the grease oil stuff.
It's really sticky.
It's gross.
Is this one dead?
Yeah.
Do you have a place to put it?
No. I was hoping you could put it in your
Yeah. I don't think I'll fit actually.
Do you want this baby wipe for your fingers?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay. Okay, so if you're wondering, right now I am making a little notebook journal insert thing. I thought I had one the size that I want to use, which is like, oh man, look at all that. That's like the greasy stuff. Which is like a little over 4x5, 5x4. Is it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it in the trash.
Put it in something first. Like wrap it in a piece of tin foil kind of loose. I don't want anybody to get hurt. Thank you. Cody was helping me change the blade on this thing. And I basically just put one together, but now I need to trim it down to the correct size. So if you are wondering how to put one of these together, I probably should have waited and done that on camera, but I was trying to be as prepared as possible, but I do have a video on my YouTube channel how I put these together. So if you are interested in making your own, you can make them all different sizes. This is how I make my own traveler's notebook inserts. Just go onto my YouTube channel. I think it's something like making, I don't know. It's like making your own inserts for your traveler's notebook or your planner or something like that, but you should be able to recognize it. Sorry for that noise.
A little bit more.
Sorry, he's almost done. We're trying to figure out a way to dispose of the old blade safely. I don't know if I have a splinter or if I cut myself during this little adventure or what, but it does not feel nice. So now I am going to attempt to cut this down to size, which is actually my least favorite part because it's really difficult, and if you don't do it perfectly, then you're left with like this weird wonky notebook insert. Hi, Carolee. I thought you were leaving for Japan today, which is why I didn't think you would be here, but I am glad to see that you are listening in. So this definitely works better if you have a metal ruler, but I don't have one that's long enough, so we're gonna do this. And it's probably gonna be shaky, so apologies. And you basically just do that over and over and over until you make it through all of the pages. And if you're like me, you end up doing this extremely crooked. Okay, one side done. And the reason you can't trim paper before you put it together in a little notebook is because then you'll have the issue where the paper isn't completely flat and flush.
Where's that wipe?
Hi, I'm so glad you're here as well. And then if you get these little things like this, I just trim them with a pair of scissors because it's easiest. Can't even tell. And the continuation of my mic arm saga continues. I ordered one from Amazon. I was all excited in the last stream. I told you guys, like, I have one coming. And then Amazon says that they delivered it, but it got delivered to someone else. So, another week with no mic arm. Not the end of the world, but something I would really like to get so that all of the tools and stuff that are clanking around my desk aren't quite as loud for you guys. Eventually we'll get there. We'll get one eventually. Okay, now I'm gonna do the next side. This is where it gets difficult and slightly annoying. I just charged that. Cody's charging my mouse. The stream manager is on duty. So I try to be as accurate as possible, but it's not the easiest. Okay, so I drew a line from, this is my marker on the paper, but I don't have one on this side of the cover. So I just used a ruler, and then I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it to the other side. Seems close enough. And then just start cutting. You have to hold down really tight, otherwise everything will slip out of place and you'll be left with a super crooked notebook like that. I'm gonna actually do it this way because I think that makes more sense. I'm sure you could hear those motorcycles as well. Sorry, I'm shaking the entire desk all over the place. Sorry, I knew if I talked during that, I would mess it up. Okay, we have our notebook. What are you guys working on while you're watching? Or are you working on anything? Or are you just watching? I'm going to put all of these random tools away and then I will get started. if you are familiar with the Reset Girl with Corey's stuff, then you'll know that she does Lister's Got a List, and this is actually the 4-year anniversary, and I haven't done it in a while because I can't keep up with anything. Anything that's like an ongoing thing, I can't keep up with. But since it's the 4-year anniversary and like I remember when it started and all that, I decided to do it this month. Oh, see, I made it a little bit bigger than I initially marked. And instead of doing it in like an ongoing way, like I just mentioned I wouldn't be able to do, I typed up most of my prompts today, the answers to the prompts, so the lists, and I'm pretty much just going to decorate and add them into this tonight on the stream.
I'm making the chat a little smaller because some people's names are cut off.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's what I came over here to do.
Thank you. Cody's fixing our chat while we work. Ooh, the 100-day project. What are you doing for your 100-day project? Ooh, making dividers for your April planner setup. I just made a set of dividers not that long ago, and now I'm not even using that planner, and I'm kind of sad because I loved the way the dividers turned out. So I might have to make another set identical, just in a different size so that I can use them. Are you making a notebook to do Lister's Got a List or to do the 100-day project? I don't know if you guys followed me last year, but on Instagram I shared that I was doing the 100-day project last year, and I made it a whole like maybe a week and a half, and then I quit, which is like very normal for me. Again, anything that is like an ongoing project that requires keeping up with, I always fail at, and I'm totally okay with that. But I am doing it again this year. Let me grab my notebook. And I'm doing it completely different. So I have made it as easy as I possibly can. And I had this B6 size insert with Tomoe River paper, which is like, oh, listen to that. It's like the best paper in the entire world. And I had this that I was playing with last year. Just listen. I love it so much. I'm a paper nerd. Anyway, I had this last year and I was playing with it with as a quote journal or like a commonplace book. And then that kind of died out. It wasn't for like any ongoing project. It was just like something I was doing for fun. And so I decided to just kind of pick that back up. And each day I'm just going to do a single page in here. And the thing that's going to tie it together as like my 100-day project is that each one will either have a little quote or a song lyric or like a movie quote or something like that. Something that is significant to that day. So it can just be something random that I heard, something that I read, something from a show that I'm watching, anything really. And I'm just going to make it super simple. So I've made the rule that it can be as simple as like I can just put a pen in here and like do no decorating at all. And the 100 days don't have to be consecutive because that's the only way I'm going to be able to finish it. So here was my first day, and then here was my second day, which was even simpler. And then this was just already in there, so I'll just cover that with something. This first page actually had a stamp up here as well because I was testing out stamps in here at some point, and the marker bled through, but I think that's kind of what gives it its charm. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. You can follow along with it over on Instagram. I'll probably be sharing more about it on my feed or in my stories within the next couple of days. Okay, let me see what you guys said. You did the 100-day project last year. I know, it's always so cool. I always see everybody else's and I'm like, oh, I wish I could keep up with that. So we'll see this year if I can or not. Ooh, collages and scrapbook every day. I like that. Good luck. I hope you can stick with it. I really do. I think it depends on like your personality. Listers. Oh, good. Yeah, I think that's kind of why I want to do it this year, stepping out of your comfort zone and just like getting back into crafting, is because last year I was in a major funk where I was like only crafting for work. So this year my main goal is to like craft as much as possible for fun, even if it's a super simple like writing a quote or a lyric or something. And so I think that will kind of inspire me to do so. Anyway, feel free to share your photos with me on Twitter or Instagram. I'd love to see them, both what you're working on tonight while we stream, but also like just your 100-day project and what you're up to. Okay, I'm gonna start this now since it's been forever already. This is just like your standard graph paper from, I don't know where the pad went. It's like a pad of graph paper that you just get. I got mine on Amazon. It's for like math in school. And so it's not the best paper quality. It's really porous and it's kind of thin, but because I'm going to be covering a lot of it and I don't really plan on doing very much, I might use a little bit of gouache in there, but I don't really plan on doing very much mixed media or anything, so it should hold up okay. So for supplies, I have the Girl Friday collection from the Reset Girl, and then I also have a ton of random vintage goodies from my stash over here right next to me, and then I also have a few stamp sets that I picked out, and then also some other just older TRG products from my stash. So we will see what we end up doing. I don't have a plan or anything, so we'll just see how it goes. I guess we'll just jump in and start. This is just what I ended up, I don't know if you guys saw on Instagram, I was like, oh, I'm fussy cutting things so that I don't have to do it tonight on stream because I'm really slow at fussy cutting things. That's how much I made it through, and then I have a stack of stuff over here. Oh, and I guess I made it through these cards as well. But then I have a stack of stuff over there that I can use as well from the collection that I didn't get to when it came to the fussy cutting. Hello. And I know that these are formatted so that you can print them on Avery labels, but I don't keep Avery labels around, so I just printed mine on a piece of 32-pound paper. Oh, yay! We'll be working with TRG together. I'm just kind of assessing where I want to go with this. So if you watched Corey's most recent YouTube video, yeah, it was a video on YouTube. She put together her listers book for this month. And when she cut these, she left the number on. And I thought that was so clever. I love the way that looks. So we're just going to take a book from her page and do the same thing here because I like it. Ooh, you're on it. You do listers day by day, I'm assuming, since you did today's prompt. I used to be able to do that, and I could get through like the full month. I have my past listers books on my shelf, but recently I just can't. I don't think I have an attention span that lasts long enough to go back to the same project every single day for a full month. I get tired of looking at certain projects. Oh, okay, you're trying this month. Well, I hope it goes well for you. Alright, I think that's enough to get started. I'm also going to cut out my first few prompts just to, how am I going to do this? Ooh, digital project life. That sounds like fun. I'm happy to give you a reason to craft tonight. It is my pleasure. Thank you guys for giving me a reason to craft tonight, because if I wasn't doing this, I probably would not be crafting right now, as much as I love it. Again, I don't really know where I'm going with this, so I think I'm just going to, I put the numbers on here so that I didn't get confused which prompt was which. I think I'll just cut them down by day, and then I'll cut the strips by hand. We'll start with the first 3 since that's what I was able to cut out. It's gonna start out super slow, I feel it. I'm like kind of already feeling stumped. Yeah, I stopped listing also. I don't know why. I think I just needed a break from it. I want to do the Faithful Girl list, Faithful Lister. What is it? Faithful Girl? Why can't I think of the name? I have it right here. Faithful Life prompts thing. But that one, I have actually done that one much more recently than I've done listers, and I don't do it like on a daily basis. I kind of just use those as prompts when I need a prompt. So I still use like January's prompts now if I need a prompt. So I use them more as like reference, but I want to do that one this month also, so we'll see. This one has some white on the bottom. I don't know if this is even the card that I'm using, but the white was bothering me, so I'm going to trim it off. A little trash bin. Alrighty. What is the first prompt anyway? Oh, it has something to do with work history, right? Right? Yeah, my work history. I think I'm just gonna pull out a bunch of them that I like, and then we'll go from there. But that's gonna be a problem because I like so many of them. I didn't number any of those now that I'm thinking about it. Like I made the list, but none of them are numbered, and I did like 19 prompts and none of them are numbered. Oh well. I like that one. Let's see. I'm also doing a smaller size than I normally do. When I used to list, I was doing my listing in full standard size traveler's notebook inserts. So the smaller amount of space will hopefully help get things going, but also I have to get used to the smaller size. So at the same time, it's kind of like, I don't really know where to begin. Thinking I will do this one. I'm gonna trim off that line though. And I can't cut a straight line for anything, so it's gonna end up crooked, and I'm okay with that. So for your digital project life, do you do it on the Project Life app, or do you just do it like on your own in Photoshop? I've always been curious about that. I couldn't ever do fully digital paper crafting because I think what draws me, or I mean memory keeping, because what draws me to memory keeping is the paper. But I'm always so fascinated with people's layouts that they do digitally. Ooh, Photoshop, okay. Oh, okay, so at the end of the year you'll print it out in a blurb book. Okay, that's cool. There are a lot of you doing digital. I know a lot of people on Instagram who have gone digital with their Project Life this year as well. Are you doing a 12 by 12 size? That's okay. I think I'm doing my physical weekly pocket pages, and I'm doing 9 by 12, and I think I'm still at the end of January or beginning of February, so pretty behind also. Well, luckily, Allie Edwards' classes don't expire, so when you finally decide that you want to jump into it, it'll still be there for you. Oh, okay, 8.5 by 11. I love doing 8.5 by 11 scrapbook pages, but I've never tried 8.5 by 11 pocket pages. I usually go with 6 by 8 or 9 by 12. For a little while, years and years ago, I did a 12 by 12 album. I don't really like that size for pockets, so I've been sticking with the other two sizes. But I'd be interested to give 8.5 by 11s a go. Yes, please do let me know how it works. You're doing 6 by 8 digitally? I think that's what you said you were doing digital, so I'm assuming you are. I think I want to put these on here, but maybe a little off the side. I feel like it needs something in the background to get me started. When in doubt, paint, right? That's my go-to. This pink, okay, I love these Liquitex gouaches. They are my favorite, and one of the reasons they're my favorite is because of this spout. But this pink in particular, I don't know what has happened to it. It hates me, basically. Look how clean they normally are. Like, this is what they normally look like. And this pink is the only one out of all of mine that is doing this. And it's quite a disaster, to be completely honest. that should give me a place to start. Completely plain backgrounds are just not my friend. I get stuck with them. And the gouache is so thin that it dries super quickly, which is nice. Almost. Surprisingly, for just being like office quality paper, it didn't. It's pretty thick, I guess. It didn't go through very much. And it didn't warp the page too much either, so pretty happy with that. Isn't that such a great pink? It's Light Portrait Pink is the name of it. And I'm looking on the screen right now, it's pretty true to color and shade. That's pretty close to what it looks like in real life as well. Where did I? There it is. Losing things. And I'm using double-sided sticky tape instead of like a tape runner because I did the paint in the background. Even though gouache is like a really matte finish and a tape runner and like a glue stick and stuff will work, I still do double-sided sticky tape just to be safe. Okay, I totally get that because I am so picky about pink. I wouldn't even really say I'm a... Okay, I guess I like pink, but only certain shades. If it's not the right shade, I can't even handle looking at it at all. And hot pink is like scary. I can't handle it. This really light pink and then also like a mauve, like a dusty mauve, like a gray mixed with pink. Those are my favorite shades. And I've been really liking this like peach tone recently. I'm trying to decide if I want to do wet paint for these or if I want to use my tape runner. Probably tape runner because it'll be messy if I don't. I'm just grabbing a piece of scratch paper so I don't get tape all over my desk. Of course it's empty. A grown-up pink? Is that what is this considered a grown-up pink? Or would this be more of a grown-up pink? I guess that's like a peach really, but... Oh, okay, good. So I think we're on the same page about our pinks. Ah! Alright, I don't know how I'm going to fit all of these. I guess I should have figured that out before I started adhering them. Now I can't get them off the table, of course. Okay, let's try this again. going in order backwards and struggling. Wait, this is not as difficult as I'm making it. Okay, we're gonna have to scrunch these together a lot more to fit them all in. I think I will kind of go and run off the page a little, or run off the card a little. Okay, I think this is gonna work. I usually fussy cut as needed because I don't like figuring out how to store a bunch of loose pieces like that, so I prefer to keep them all on the sheet, and then I just put the sheets in a folder with the rest of that collection, or if it's just pieces of a collection, then I'll put it in just like a brand folder. But I don't do big fussy cutting sittings. A lot of it though, not only is it the storage, but I have arthritis in my hands, so fussy cutting a lot just ends badly, which is part of the reason. I mean, I did run out of time today, but I also just kind of gave up because it started hurting my hand too bad. I'm a really slow fussy cutter also, so man, it can take me forever if I do it all in one go. But it is a nice activity that's like mindless if you're like watching a movie or something. Occasionally I'll do that if I need to keep my hands busy. What about you? Do you do all in one sitting, or do you do it as needed? People do like this is one that has like a really wide variety of answers, because I know people that do it both all in one sitting, and then other people that do it as needed. I think it's just kind of one of those personal preference things. I think. I don't know. There could be a strategy behind it. As needed. Okay. Yeah, I felt really proud of myself that I got through all of those today, and I can't even take full credit because some of those I used a punch for. So it cut the time down by quite a bit. Let's see. Oh, okay, and clear bags. That's a good idea. Yeah, for a while I was doing it, I was printing fewer pages, so I wasn't printing like a whole collection. I'd print a few pages from a collection, and then I would do those pages all at once, and then like you, I would put them in little envelopes or clear bags or whatever based on the type, and then I'd put all of those smaller bags in a larger one based on the collection, and that worked for a while, but got stuck. What I was also doing for a while, I had one of those little tiny mini binders from like Office Depot. Target sells them. You can get them anywhere now. I think they're not quite 6x8. They're mini binders. I don't know what size they are. And I had little clear sleeves, like page protector sleeves, in the little the binder, and I would put each collection. I'd fussy cut it all out in one sitting, and then I'd put each collection in a page protector, and then I'd use my label maker and make a label for like the Reset Girl, Girl Friday. So I'd put like the brand name and the collection name, and then I'd stick it to the top of the clear pocket. That worked really well for a while. Success. Okay. Now we can do embellishing. That worked really well for me. Actually, that was probably my favorite way that I was doing it, other than now where I'm just doing it as needed. And I was only doing, because some of the printables, like I get in a Creative Bubble printables occasionally, and those are all journaling cards. So I cut them all out in one sitting when I first get them, and then I distribute them into my stash if I haven't used them, and I have like a space in my stash where I store journaling cards. So it was working really well when the only thing that was in the binder was like the Reset Girl, Illustrated Faith, and maybe a few other miscellaneous ones. But then I started getting printables from all over the place, and it got out of hand, and I had like 3 huge binders, and it got to be a bit much. And I wasn't using anything because the binders were like cumbersome, and so I had to make a change for that one. I think I'm going to use one of these. So I printed some of these on clear sticker paper and then some on just regular 80-pound cover stock. And then the prompts I just printed on my 32-pound paper. But I think I'm going to use one of these hexagons that I printed on clear sticker paper for a little background detail. And then since I'm not using this side for listing, I feel like I need to put something there. Let's see. I'm just going to start a pile. Oh, I know what I'll do. I will bring in some, let's see, I'll bring in some book pages. I have book pages from all different books here, but I'm thinking I'm just going to use a random book page. Some of them I like to be able to have the writing exposed, like this one I would like for that to be exposed, or these ones out of a Girl Scout handbook. I like to have it exposed just because I like what it says and stuff. But then others that I have are just kind of like, these came out of this huge California state law book that I got from an antique mall. So I use it more as just text rather than carrying what the text says or using like what is in the text as additional embellishing. Book pages are the best. I'm trying to decide how. These pages are extremely brittle because they're so old, so they tear really easily and you kind of have no control over the tear at all like you do with some pages, which I am okay with. we're gonna go with that. These ones are so brittle, I like have to be careful when I'm using adhesive on them because they will just crumble. Ooh, sorry. It's probably really loud. I was gonna trim that, but I think I'm just gonna leave it. It's not sticky and I like the way it looks. And then, ooh, this is gonna be good because the text will show through this blue. I think I'll do it at an angle and get that on there. Although I really don't want to cover that table of cases, so maybe I'll do this like maybe I'll do that there. The table of cases will show through, and then I can put that there. That's what I'll do. All right, it's coming along. Although what I didn't think about is now if I want to leave that, I'm gonna have to get creative here with my cutting. The things I do for creativity. Okay, I think that was a success. It's just a tiny bit sticky, like right in here. Oh, I like that. Okay. It's stuck to my finger. Oh my gosh. But I still feel like it's missing a little something. And the fact that these aren't sticking down, it's going to be a problem because they'll end up getting bent. So I'm going to use a little liquid adhesive just to adhere those. And this is just Scotch quick dry adhesive. I think it's like Scotch tacky glue is what they call it now. And it's in a fine liner bottle. I'm gonna do this one also, just to be safe. This thing is so hard to use. Although I guess, nope, that one's stuck. Okay. I feel like I'm just nitpicking now. I don't really need to care about the fact that there's like random adhesive things on here, but I do for some reason, so. I feel like it needs something else on this side. Oh, maybe a honey. I think a smaller honey on this, maybe over here. I don't know. Let's get our honeys out. And I specifically print my honeys on clear sticker paper because I like for the book, I knew I was going to be using book text in this, and I like for it to show through. So I made sure to print them on clear sticker paper. She's cute, but I need to bring in more pink. She's pretty fabulous, but I like the color of her top. This really does not need to be as difficult as I'm making it. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with her. And unfortunately for you, I did not already fussy cut her, so I'm going to have to do so now. Even though she is on clear sticker paper, I use a matte clear sticker paper. They're actually shipping labels, full sheet shipping labels, and you can't, I mean, it is clear, but you can still see the outline of it on the page, and if it's just like a big blob, it bothers me. So I try to do just a tiny little outline around her, or whatever it is that I'm cutting out of the paper, the clear sticker paper. And I told you I am painfully slow at fussy cutting. Although I will say I don't go as far as to like pull out an X-Acto knife and like get the inner pieces. So I guess I'm not that bad. Although I used to. Which is also probably why I used to hate fussy cutting anything. I just took it really seriously when it does not need to be taken that seriously. Yeah, I'm with you on that. They're not the most fun to cut out. All right. I had a feeling in my head like I was going to cut her out and put her there and I was going to absolutely hate her and I was going to have to pick out a different one, but I like her, and I like that her head overlaps this little piece right here, so it kind of blends together. So we're going to stick her down. This sticker paper has so much static, and it always does, no matter what I do to it. Okay, I like it, but it still needs something. This is probably why I don't stick to doing my documenting, like my listing each day, because it would take me forever. I have to do them in more of a chunk. Thank you. I like the way it's turning out too. I love when things just come together. I like this for this prompt, but it needs something behind it because it blends into this book page so much. I think maybe I will do one of these instead. Okay, yeah. Where you decorate several at a time and go back. That's good. Batch listing. I like that. That's kind of what my plan was with this, which is why I typed up so many and then just kind of brought all my stuff, because I know how the streams go and I know that we have quite a bit of time to play with. And I didn't want to spend the whole time like trying to think of my lists and just sitting here and being silent because I was mid-thought. I'm digging through my stuff right now, trying to find something that I like behind that thing. I still like this better. This feels really bold because we don't really have very much black on the page. So I think I'm going to stick with that, but I'm going to pull out a tiny piece of pattern paper from one of my paper pads that I have here next to me. Ooh. This one might look nice. Oh, look at that one. Ooh, that one's nice too. This one has a nice contrast. But we don't have any blue anywhere else on this. Let's see. Well, I already know I'm going to be using this at some point tonight because it goes really well. So we'll just pull it out. Ooh, this one's pretty too. I think I like this one. This is one of my favorite paper pads. This is the Maggie Holmes Flourish paper pad, crepe paper. Can never get enough of that one. So I'm thinking I'll just do a little piece, maybe ooh, I wish I could get her honey legs over the top. It's gonna pull the book paper up with it, but I'm still gonna try it. Let's see if we can very carefully do some surgery. Ah. Okay, not too bad actually. I'm gonna hold on to that. I lost my tape runner. Here it is. Put that down. Then we'll let our honey stand on top of it. Yes, the Flourish collection is great, and it has kind of a vintage feel. I mean, sorry, there's blinds in front of me, and it's dark now, so I'm going to open them. Hitting everything. Most of crepe paper has like a vintage inspiration to it, but this one especially has a really vintage feel to it, which is why it's one of my favorites. So definitely check that out. I'll show you the other ones that I have here. I have Gather. These are just the ones that I pulled out because I knew that crepe paper and Maggie Holmes specifically, why do I keep saying I just feel like I can't keep a train of thought right now, has colors that would match this collection really well. So we have Gather, Bloom. I pulled out Wild Heart specifically for which paper? Where did it go? Now I don't see it. Wild Heart is really bold for me. I have a hard time using it. There was one paper, I think it was this one, that I thought I might be able to use. Although now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of bold. That one's not bad. It's not as vibrant as it looks on camera. This is not the easiest to match with this stuff. Then I have the Willow Lane and the secondary Willow Lane, and then Carousel. But by far out of these, my favorite is Flourish. I was gonna stick that down, but again, it's like blending way too much for me. I'm just struggling with that. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna stop dealing with it and just put it down. That's cute. I like it. I really love this paper. All right, one down. Only took me an hour. Let's see if we can pick up the pace a little. I was all, oh, I only got to 19. I hope that's enough. We'll be lucky if we get to 5 tonight. What is number 2? I need to find my prompts. They're everywhere. It's number 6. I know I have it. Here it is. Morning routine. Let me see. I think this one has quite a small list. Yeah. I work from home, so my morning routine isn't the most intricate. It's actually pretty basic. I feel like I'm trying to get inspiration from this one because that took so much of my this one took so much of my creativity to figure out. I can do this. For a while I was even doing like I just stopped decorating completely, and I was just writing them in a journal, my lists, and that was good for a while. Do I type or handwrite them? Usually I handwrite them, but I knew that, well, like I said earlier, I didn't want to be sitting here while you guys just wait for me to come up with like lists and lists and lists, so I thought I would type them this time, but also doing this many in a row, my hand would cramp and I wouldn't be able to write them all. So I can really only do like 1 to maybe 2 at a time before my hand just starts to kill me. So I thought I would type them to make things easier on everyone. What about you? Do you type or handwrite your responses? Honestly, the reason I usually handwrite is just because I'm too lazy to type them out. I'm a lazy crafter, and I'm okay with that. But again, I was going for it tonight. I wanted it to look good. I think I will use this card because I did reference coffee in here. You're going to type this time. Yeah, it makes it easy if they're typed up and you can just cut them out and stick them down. Let's see. This was left over from my cover. I think I'm going to use it. I'm just going to trim off the pieces that are folded. And we'll use these at some point. I want to put the, I don't know what I'm doing clearly. Oh, I know what I need. Other than this, I think I need this somewhere. I need a, these are all the really big hexagons. I think I want to do, oh, I could use diamonds. Are these diamond shaped? I think those are diamonds, yeah? I think I will do rhombus. Okay. See, because I made a layout for the Ellie Studio blog, and I was trying to describe, I used a metal die and I cut out a bunch of this rhombus shape, cut out a bunch of them, and when I was writing the blog post, I was like, I have no idea what to call those. They're not diamonds because I clearly didn't think they were diamonds. But then I was like, well, maybe they are, and I just am thinking a diamond is something else. So I'm glad that I at least had a little bit of an idea what I was talking about. It's been a while since I took any sort of like geometry type classes, so, well, and I was never really good at them in the first place, so I probably wouldn't have been able to tell you that. Okayer, I know. Cracks me up. I think I'm gonna swap these two right there and right there. Oh, good. Okay. Well, I'm glad that knowing that that was a rhombus is not just common knowledge and I'm lacking in the common knowledge area. I'm glad that I just eyeballed that, so it could be crooked, but I'm not too worried about it. Oh, I don't think I want, I think I'm gonna move these around so that those two with the text aren't right next to each other. Let's see, where did those go? See, now I'm wondering, like, now when I think of a diamond, I think of like the actual like diamond shape. I need a geometry lesson. Maybe that one down there. We'll keep the neutrals, maybe? I feel like that's too much neutral. But then the blues are in a line here. Ugh, the struggle. That one there, we'll put that one there. There we go. That's what we're gonna do. Again, just eyeballing this. I'm not too worried about it being perfectly straight. Ah! I mean, unless it was like that one. trim these off. And then I always feel like I need to, if they're big enough pieces, I always feel like I need to stick them somewhere. So maybe we'll just add that one right there. And then I was gonna, why do I keep losing, oh, it's right here. I'm gonna just stick this at the top over here. I didn't think about where I wanted this, or if I wanted that at all. Maybe I don't now. Maybe I just want to like... I think the problem that I'm having with a lot of these is that these things have a grid pattern in the background, and then my paper is also grid paper, or graph paper, whatever you want to call it. So I feel like I need to back things with something to kind of differentiate the two. I have random book page stuck to my finger. I don't even know how it got there. Maybe I'll do something like that. Make it a little intentionally crooked. And take my tiny attacher and just stick it on there. And then I'm going to stick this down before I start adhering my list. Again, could be a little crooked. I'm not too worried about it. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's exciting that you're getting into art journaling and junk journaling. They're two of my favorite creative outlets. I was planning on doing, I haven't announced it or anything yet. You guys are gonna be the first to know. Friday's stream is going to be art journaling. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do more of a junk journal art journal page, or if I'm gonna do like a mixed media art journal page, or maybe just do both of them. But yes, I would. And Friday is actually the day that I'm planning on doing that, so don't, what was I saying? Oh, so be sure to tune in on Friday, 6 p.m. 6 p.m.? Yeah, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm thinking I'm going to work in my junk journal that I started last year. You guys have, if you've been following me on Instagram, you've probably seen it. And I took a huge break from working in it, but I've been missing it, especially after playing with like my vintage goodies and stuff. So we'll see. Maybe if I can really get in the crafty groove, we'll do like more of a mixed media art journal page, and then more of like a art journal-y collage type junk journal page, if that makes sense. Hold on one second. Oh, good. Yeah, definitely. I will. If you guys have any like specific questions about art journaling or junk journaling and you want me to cover them and like answer them in the stream on Friday, you can either send them to me on Instagram or Twitter, or you can just write them down somewhere and ask them during the stream. But if they're things that I need to like prepare for and bring items so that I can show you how to do something or explain something, let me know ahead of time and I'll be sure to bring all of the items over to my desk so that I can help you out with whatever you want to know. I'm just going for it now, and I'm pretty sure that I get way more done in a quicker manner if I just am thinking about something else. Like I was just thinking about Friday's stream, and I feel like I just know where I'm going with things now that I'm not focused on this layout so much. I'm gonna try using liquid adhesive for this list. I'm just going to, I know that they're gonna end up all like wonky and whatever you want to call it, so I'm just gonna embrace that and kind of stick them down wherever they end up, and as long as they're in order, I'm gonna just go with it. I think liquid adhesive for these is definitely the way to go. Usually, like when I'm doing a scrapbook layout and I type my journaling out into strips, if you were here for the last stream, you would have seen I use my Xyron machine to put adhesive on the back of my long journaling strips, and that works really well. But when I'm doing a bunch of tiny lists, it would take so much of that Xyron tape to get through the lists that I figured it was just going to be worth it to adhere them individually. And normally when I do listing, I do, like when I was doing them by day, I would add the date as well. So this would be like April 2nd, or the previous one would be April 1st. But I decided this time around, I was just going to, when I decorate the cover of my notebook, I'll just add April 2019, and then I won't put any dates on the individual layouts. I'll just let the whole thing be for the month of April, and I think that that's going to work out better. There'll be no pressure to get any of the prompts done on certain days or backtrack or anything like that. So okay, I agree, it does need to happen more often. You're getting a nice crafty break time. I like the stream because it actually encourages me to be crafty. A lot of time during the week I'm like tired and I don't feel like doing anything, or I'm just, honestly, I'll be completely honest, I just am lazy and I'm like, ugh, it's so much work to go sit at my desk and craft. So I like that the stream gets me crafty, for fun, like for myself, but it also like it feels like I'm crafting with a bunch of my friends, which also encourages my creativity. So I've started doing more and more of them, and in a future week in April, there may be 3 in 1 week. That's my tentative schedule. I have like a little calendar, and I was trying to work out the dates. We'll see if that works out or not, but I want to stick to at least 2 per week. I feel like I could add more to this, but maybe that's it. Maybe just keep it simple. Yeah, I'm gonna let that one be. Let's move on to 3. Now I have to actually find 3 because it's in this mess somewhere. Oh, that was actually really easy. Same, that's exactly what I would be doing right now. Mindlessly scrolling social media or laying on the couch doing absolutely nothing, wondering how long until I should get in bed. Retreat planning. So I announced a retreat earlier this year and then had to cancel it. It was the one that was going to be in May. So I did have to cancel that one just for timing reasons based on when my doctor's appointments were and stuff. It just wasn't going to work out. I am hoping to do future retreats. I mean, I have a full list of ideas for retreat topics and retreat locations. So I'm hoping that there will be more in the future. I don't have any dates nailed down currently, but that's just because I'm in a busy season where I have a lot of doctor's appointments and it's hard for me to confidently select a date without having to like announce and then cancel, and I don't like doing that. So we'll see. We'll see when the next one ends up, but I do plan on doing more at some point. They are a lot of work to plan, and so I just need to make sure that I have enough time between when I like choose the date and announce it to when it actually is, so that I can get everything done. Illinois. I'm not opposed to any locations. I just have to see if there is somewhere fun to host it. But yeah, oh yeah. It sucks that I had to cancel it, but honestly, my health is the reason for a lot of cancellations of things in my life, so I'm pretty used to it. I'm not too upset about it. There'll be more opportunities. But yeah, it would have been fun to craft with. The first one was so fun, getting to like craft with all of my online friends in real life and meet new friends and things like that. I really loved it. So at some point, we'll make it happen again. There's a scrapbook bed and breakfast in Illinois. Ooh, send me the name, please, and thank you. I will need to add it to my investigation list. And I know that those staples go through, but I'm not worried about that. Doesn't bother me. Oh, paper dollhouse. I've heard of that. I've heard of that. Where have I heard of that? I'm sure there's been a retreat held there that I've seen or something, and that's probably why I've heard of it. Okay, yes, I will add that to my list of places to check out for future retreats. That just happened. I don't know. See, I told you I do better work when I'm not paying attention. Now I just need to think of other topics to chat with you guys about so that I can continue to not pay attention. I keep closing that, but like I keep using it, so I should really just leave it open. Ooh, I haven't looked at pictures. Now you guys are looking at pictures and I don't know what you're gonna be referring to. Don't worry, I'm gonna solve this really fast and just take a peek. Ooh, the outside is really pretty. Is that what you were talking about? Ooh, where do I find, do they have an Instagram or something? Oh, they have a website. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that place is. Okay, I'm gonna leave this tab up on my phone so that I can go back and look at it. It does look like a little castle. Okay, so now my question, where are you guys all from? What states are you from? Because you probably know I'm over here in California, so nowhere near Illinois. But I'm not opposed to visiting Illinois. I've only been once, and it was on a road trip, and so we just basically drove through, stopped at a few antique malls, saw a whole lot of corn. And that was about it. It was a short trip. New Jersey, okay, California. Northern or Southern California? I spend half my time in Northern and half my time in Southern, so I'm all over the place. I need to plug in my iPad over here. Oh, Texas. Okay, we have quite a variety. Northern California, okay. Okay, now my question. Are your guys's, the name that you have here on Twitch that you signed up and made your account with, are those your Instagram handles? Or are they different on Instagram? A lot of times I recognize people based on their Instagram handles, since that's where I interact with people the most. So let me know what your Instagram handle is if it's different, but then also tell me your actual name so that I'm not just referring to you as like Grammy Donna and Sparky Creates, and you're like, that's not my name. What does this need? It needs something. I guess I should probably find my list and see. Oh, okay, this is a long one. Yikes. All right. I did a little journaling for this one as well. Okay, Wandering Creative with the underscore afterwards. I do recognize that. I know who you are on Instagram, and I knew that that was you because your handle is the same. And Sparky Creates the same. Okay, Jennifer. Lindsay. Now I need to like associate, so give me a minute. Lindsay is Wandering Creative. Jennifer, nickname Sparky, Sparky Creates. Oh yeah, New Crafty on the block, Mandy. And then Donna, which I should have gathered that from Grammy Donna, you know. Thank you for clarifying all of those things. Let's see. So for this prompt, I'm cutting these really crooked, that's fine. I did a little bit of journaling and then I did my list. Yes, so I could probably talk for hours on the Instagram algorithm. It's not as terrible and awful as everybody thinks. I know that everybody blames it for a lot of things. It's really not that bad, I promise. I was a social media consultant for a long time and a social media manager for small businesses, so I have a bit of experience. with social media. The algorithm favors, I'm just going to tell you, I don't even know if this is what you wanted to hear, but I'm going to tell you anyway because you mentioned it. The algorithm favors any form of interaction. So if you're liking people's photos, if you're commenting on people's photos, if people are liking your photos, if you're following new people, the algorithm will favor you. So in order to like be, I guess we'll call it, be on its good side, you just basically interact with the people that you're following. So if you like their layout, rather than being in your head like, oh, that's really cute, I think I'm going to save that, comment like, oh my gosh, I love that layout. And then slowly but surely, it'll all start going up. So the people that are viewing your Instagram will see more of your posts and things like that. But also, I just like when you comment on Instagram, because then when we stream, I know who you are. So that's why I recognized some of you guys, is just because I know that we've interacted with each other on Instagram. Since this one has so much, I don't think I'm going to do any more decorating. I think maybe I'll do my journaling on this side, and then I'll do my listing on this side, and then maybe add a few things around it. Yeah, I have more knowledge on social media and those types of things than I care to ever have. I could talk about it for days. So if you have any questions, throw them at me. I'm happy to help. All right, this, I guess I'm just going to start right there. This Scotch Quick Dry adhesive does dry quickly, so I don't really have much room to second guess things once I stick them down. So I guess that's a good thing for me, because otherwise I would move things over and over and over. Oh, you shouldn't get nervous to post comments. I get it though. Sometimes I do too. but you shouldn't. It's a fun place to interact with people, and we're lucky because the scrapbooking community, or the memory keeping crafting community, for the most part, I mean, there are always like the anomalies, but for the most part, we have a really welcoming and friendly and kind community that love to talk to people. So I would encourage you to go for it. And if you're still nervous, just go for it on my photos specifically to start. Then you know that you're in a safe space. See? Agreed. We aren't judgmental. We're very nice people. We welcome all comments. And if you're able to get on here and chat with us, then you're already halfway there. I actually have had a much harder time in like watching lives and chatting with people than I do on Instagram. So I commend you for coming to chat with us, and I'm glad you did. Oh man, I get that introvert thing. Same here. I think that's why I like streaming so much, because I get to socialize with you guys, but like I don't have to look at you. No offense. I'm allowed to be in my own little house wearing my comfy clothes and like not looking at anyone and just kind of chatting to myself. I mean, I'm chatting to you, but it looks like I'm chatting to myself. I'm reading your guys' comments. Sorry, that's why I stopped doing this for a minute. Oh, I get the whole not being a picture taker thing. Honestly, if you just go on to like other people's photos and to chat with other people about crafting, I don't think there's a problem with that. Unless you want to share more of your own photos, and then I get that. sometimes I go like a full week or more without posting anything, which you've probably noticed if you follow me. Especially this year, I'm trying this thing where I only post on Instagram if I like have something to say or if I like a photo that I took and I want to share it. Otherwise, it just kind of feels like a bunch of crap that nobody cares about, to put it bluntly. Oh, I get those slumps. I think I'm in a slump when it comes to like taking photos and posting on Instagram like every other week. I go back and forth. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I can do this. I'm taking on the entire world. I'm the best at everything. I love myself. Then the next week, I'm like, ugh, I don't even want to touch my phone. It's a struggle. I'm trying to figure out how, I didn't plan where this honey was going, and so I'm trying to figure out how to make this go around her without having awkward spaces. And I think what needs to happen is I'm going to do one list here and one list here, because I did like, this one's my current dress code, and I did, because I work from home, it's very different during the weekdays than it is from the weekends, like if we're doing something. So I did 2 little mini lists and a bit of journaling, and I think I'll keep that to this area, and then I'll do some more decorative stuff up there. So let me just, ooh, but I just got a cute idea. Where did those, here they are. Wasn't there a pink one somewhere? Oh, it's right here. Although I need to tie in her dress, I think I will do, where did my little, I'm losing everything in this mess. I think I will do that. And then do a little overlapping. This is actually really fun. I'm enjoying this a lot. Ooh, yeah, they're a lot of fun. All of the replays, you can watch them here on Twitch, but they eventually delete here. So I would recommend going to watch them on my YouTube channel, just because then you'll be able to, like if you want to watch part, they're really long, so if you want to watch like part of one and then come back later and watch the rest, it's a little bit easier to do over there. I'm just letting them go wherever they fall pretty much, as long as they're in order. I know, right? I'm over here doing it all myself, holding my glue. Look, oh no, that one's upside down. Where are my tweezers? Here they are. See, that would have been a perfect situation. Tweezers. Especially for me because I lose things in my mess. So I do have a YouTube channel. I actually realized today that my YouTube channel isn't linked below where the rest of my social media links are, so I'll be sure to add that after this stream. You can, sorry, I got distracted by, I'm reading things at the same time. You can follow the link in my Instagram bio and it'll take you directly to my YouTube channel. Or you can, I'm having issues, the reason it's not made in Mojave. I mean, it is, like my account, if you look at it, says made in Mojave, but YouTube is really hard to get your username changed. So I'm working on it, but it has not been changed to made in Mojave yet. I believe it is under Susanna Josephine. But like, if you look at my YouTube channel, the banner and everything says made in Mojave. I don't know. It's confusing. But I do have a direct link in my Instagram bio. And I will add one below so that it's a lot easier to get to in the future. I'm thinking it needs... I think I'm going to put a tab. Let's see. We have quite a few options up here. I love this set of tabs with the stripes. Thinking I'm gonna go with, I don't know, there's so many good options. This yellow one's kind of pretty. I mean, not that I have any yellow in this layout, but I like it. Although this one would look really nice also. I like the contrast that the yellow gives though, so I think I'm gonna go with yellow and we'll try to find somewhere else to pull some yellow in. Do I ever get nervous crafting live? Yes, I won't say that I'm never not nervous, but luckily because of all the different jobs that I've had to learn how to be extroverted even when I don't want to be, so I can like turn on my social extrovertiness really easily. So I guess that I just channel that. I don't think it's really nerves about crafting live or about talking with you guys or anything like that. I think the nerves more come in when like I first start a stream. I don't know if anybody's even gonna join, so I'm like, am I just gonna be sitting here with no people, like crafting alone and not saying anything, and then I'm gonna put the replay up on YouTube and people are gonna be like, what the heck is this? I don't want to watch you silently craft for 2 hours. I think that's what I get nervous about, not the actual crafting live thing. And I think that that also just kind of comes with comfort in crafting. I'm really comfortable crafting. It comes really naturally to me, and I'm lucky that it does. So I used to get nervous crafting, like if I'd craft with friends and stuff, about my abilities of being different, but now that I do it for a job as well as for fun, I've really honed in my skills so that the nerves come in less about crafting and more about all the other stuff, if that makes sense. Because if anything happens and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, what am I gonna do? I can just revert to, I have like formulas that I can use to create a layout. I just follow a specific formula if worse comes to worse. Have I always been artistic? Yes. I'm a very artistic, crafty, creative person, and I always have been. When I was like 6 or 7, one of my first businesses was selling sheets from my coloring book that I had colored on my driveway. Of course, my neighbors would like pity buy them, and my mom would buy them from me for like 50 cents, and then I'd go use that money to buy ice cream from the ice cream man. That was a sidetrack tangent thing, but yes, I have always been crafty. My mom is a quilter, and my Nana is just a super crafty human in general. And then my dad is not necessarily like this type of crafty person, but he is an inventor and has invented many products, so he does have a creative mind as well. So I think I got the creative genes. My sister, on the other hand, I love her so much, but she did not get the crafty gene. She has a creative mind where like she can think of something and be like, oh, that would be really neat, but she's not an executor of the crafty things. I'm trying to figure out, I think I want florals, but I don't know. There's a lot going on this layout. Not in a bad way, just in like a I don't know what I'm doing type of way. That would be cute. Thinking I'm going to do something like that to try to like tie them together. There is a bigger gap there than I wanted there to be, but that's okay. I think it looks good still. And now I just need to figure out what the heck is happening in this huge blank space. I'm going to pull out some of the things that I haven't cut yet and see if anything catches my eye. I love this sheet of labels so much that I printed one on my 80-pound cardstock and I printed one on a clear sticker paper. And I was thinking it would be really fun to do a layout where I did clear sticker paper and I did like a bunch of labels in the background. So maybe if I finish this one up, I'll do that on number 4. Oh, see, here it is. Nothing is catching my eye. What do I want here? It's very empty and plain. Thinking maybe I'll just pick a large floral cluster and pop it in there and call it done. I love Kelly's florals, but they are a pain in my butt to fussy cut. So apologies in advance that this is going to take me a moment. I've done more fussy cutting today than I have done in so long. Probably if you added up all of the fussy cutting I did last year, it would be less than how much I've done today. Hi, Pook. Pook is my sister. Not the one that I said was not the most creative. This is my other sister. She's very creative. She's the one out of us that can actually draw. That is the one artistic ability I do not have. I cannot draw anything to save my life. I can do like wording though. Also, thank you for liking my setup. I am very proud of it. I did it all myself. I mean, obviously with the help of Cody, but like the designing and stuff. It was definitely an achievement moment in my my crafty career. Oh my gosh, we're halfway done. Also, I just realized that I introduced my sister as Pook, but that's not her name, so don't worry. My mom did not name her child Pook. Her name is Ashley. So the last thing I need is people thinking we're weirdos because of that. Oh my goodness. My hand is getting sweaty. This is taking so long. And I do not need to cut it out this intricately because, I mean, again, it's on clear sticker paper. But I don't like the little blob around it if I cut it out in more of a general circular shape. Ooh, success. Okay, we did it. I say we because I made it through the fussy cutting and you made it through the boring sitting there while I fussy cut. Let's see. Let me figure out first how I'm gonna... Okay, I'm gonna put it like that. I'm okay with this little bit of white space right there. And I am gonna have it go over onto the other page. Okay. Here we go. And then this time, instead of cutting it and putting it, I'm just gonna try to just work it in there. Perfect. I think I like that better than cutting it. I said I was okay with this white space and I'm really not. I don't like that white space there at all. I am going to pull out my word strip stickers and just stick something in that spot because it needs something. Oh wait, I like this one more. Good night. Thank you for joining. Good night, Mandy. Oh, my hand just twitched and I made a huge dent in this word strip sticker. Nice. All right. Let's see. What if I just did one more floral? There's so many florals going on everywhere. Or we could do something like... What if I do... Don't I have... Oh, they're right here. Duh. Ooh, that's pretty. It's too big, but it's pretty. That would tie in the yellow. Okay, we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna put like... Good night, Donna. The replay will be on YouTube probably by the time you get up in the morning. So, thank you for coming to craft with me, and I will see you next time. Or on Instagram. What was I gonna put here? Something. I didn't say what. I could just do another floral, right? When in doubt, add a flower. Oh, I do have... I know what I have. Where are they? These little stamps. That's a bit much, huh? They're kind of big. Yeah, she's getting lost inside of that. Let's try this. It was fun, I agree. This better look good. Otherwise, I'm just adding additional fussy cut pieces to this pile that I have to figure out what to do with. It does, it needs something right there. Just a little something, not anything big. Just like, yes, that'll work. It needs something there for balance. Not necessarily for like the sake of being there, but to balance the layout. And of course, it's not gonna stick because the material of the sticker paper that I use does not take well to tape runners. So you have to use liquid adhesive or double-sided tape, like the really strong stuff. And I'm going to add a little tiny bit of black back into the layout over here. This is Calendar Circles. The stamp set is called Calendar Circles. It's from Kelly Perky. Nice. That's what I wanted, something like that. Okay, this is not my favorite of the 3 that we have done, but it's not bad. Alrighty, I'm gonna do one more before I call it a night. Mainly just because I feel like that I want to end on like a good one. And I think I want to use this paper because I love it. Yes, I definitely do. Okay, where's my pencil? I'm going to just go all in and use a whole page of it because why not? I know, aren't the colors of this paper beautiful? Reminds me of a couch. Like I bet there's a couch with this pattern on it somewhere. And then yes, good night, Jennifer. Have a good dinner and please comment more on Instagram so that I can say hi to you. thinking? I'm thinking I want... Oh no, it's going downhill fast already. No, it's gonna turn out good. I don't even know what this prompt is that I'm working on actually, so I should probably find that before so I know how long my list is. Now I have to find my, oh, I have a really short little journaling blurb for this one, so let's see, I'm thinking I'll do I'm gonna do a white, maybe white, maybe this one. Oh, this is a nice one. Oh, but I wanted to put a honey on this side. No, she can be on that side. That's a good one, it goes well. And a little bit of book text, maybe. Maybe I should put that on that side. Let's see. Ooh, now we're talking. No, I like this more. But I do want something behind that. I just don't know what. Let's see. I'm trying to quickly go through a big pile of junk next to me. Okay, maybe I don't want anything behind it. Maybe I just want to leave it as is. Ooh, here are pages from the Three Musketeers. I think this was given to me by... Who gave this to me? I think Cami. Chipped in Time on Instagram. I think she gave... Maybe it was Drea. Honestly, I don't remember now, but somebody gave me these Three Musketeer book pages. And I like them. But it kind of blends too much. So I'm just going to stick that in the center there and be done with that because and I think I want another, wait, what do I have in here that's clear? I kind of really want another floral, but at the same time the fussy cutting of the floral is just like, ugh. Blue? I don't like any of those. Typewriter? Ooh, that's cute. Maybe in the center that, oh no, I like it down here. You know what? I'm gonna commit to that one. I'm just gonna throw it down. Oh, but wait, what if I wanted, of course, right as I say that. Do I want something behind it? No, I don't think I do. Look at this, matches perfectly. But I don't have a, I mean, I don't really need to add a date, but I like it. So maybe I will, just so I can use this little guy. Okay, I'm gonna add this before I change my mind. Okay, well, I didn't think about the fact that you wouldn't really be able to see it. So, let's see here. What if I really easily peel this up and then just add a little bit more book text behind it so that you can actually see what it is? Alright, maybe, is that the same color? No, it's a different color. You'll just put that right in there. Alright, well, you still can't really see it, but you kind of can, a little bit. When I look in the monitor, the screen, I can see it a lot more than I can in person, so I think you guys can see it really well at least. And then I'm going to put my little strips of journaling. Gracias. To my #1 fan. Because I think you are. Although I don't know, you and Cody might be tied for #1 fan spot. #1, I should edit what I said. #1 fan to my creative work. Because we all know you get to be the #1 fan of all time. Cody, poor Cody. Cody sits silently in our tiny little apartment for the hours and hours that I stream. He's a champion. Okay, I was going to... Thank you for joining. I will see you hopefully in the next one. Have a good night. I think I'm going to carry that over the middle of the page like that. I'm feeling it. Where did my scratch paper go? Ugh. course, it's over here stuck to everything. Oh, I was doing... Uh-oh. It's getting... My brain is getting to the point where it cannot function properly. Like that. And then over there. That did not work very well. It's not going to stay, I don't think. Well, it might. I really like the way it looks going across the page though, so I'm going to hope that this extreme strong glue holds it there. To use the weight of these scissors to hold those in place while I glue the last few down. Put that one a tiny bit crooked on purpose, intentionally crooked. Oof, this one is not wanting to stick. I like it. But I want to add this to this side. I think right there. And it is the third. To add the date to that little thing because I can't leave it dateless. And then I think I will add one more little something right there. Too big. I know I have something small in here somewhere. Oh, it would be cute if I added one of these. Since I have a billion of them over here. Does that one say? I think I will. Wait, maybe these. I don't like that there. I want something. What do I want? Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, I know what I want. Okay, where did that page go? Ooh, look how pretty that is. That would have gone with the theme. One of these had... Where are they? I thought I had a sheet with tiny little hexagons. Oh, I did. They're right here. Let's see. This one's nice and light. Move this guy out of the way. Ugh, that's not what I wanted there. Okay, maybe I don't want anything there after all. I feel like if I force it, it's just gonna look bad. So I think, oh, I know what, I'll finish it up with, where? Well, that whole time I had all of my massive collection of TRG stuff. I didn't even use any of the extra bits and bobs that I have here. Ooh, that's pretty. It's fall. The majority of this pouch is just layering circle stickers, which is absolutely crazy. This is where I keep my actual like stickers that are of something, items. Maybe not. Maybe I should just go with what I first. Okay, I'm gonna go with what I initially was going for. I'm going to grab my stamps. I'm going to use the Everyday Things stamp set. And I'm going to use the word documented. I think that completes that one. I like it. Okay, let me show you what we finished. So we have the first one. Second one. third one, and the fourth one. I think this fourth one and the first one are my favorites. I really love that pattern paper. Alrighty, I think that's going to end tonight's stream. I am pooped and I need to clean up this disaster. So, thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for hanging out and crafting with me. I have my next stream, let's see, this Friday, which would be the 5th. This Friday, April 5th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to be doing art journaling, junk journaling, a little mixed media, a bunch of super fun stuff. So be sure to follow me here on Twitch. Just click the follow button and then you'll get a notification when I go live on Friday. That way you don't have to worry about remembering. And follow me over on Instagram and or Twitter, which is where I announce all future stream schedules. And yeah, thanks so much for crafting with me, guys. I will see you on Friday. Bye.